So yesterday was a very interesting day. We started that right after the Daf Yomi. Rabbi Daniel, which has his office right next to me, told me we have a bar mitzvah, and I love bar mitzvah parties. A bar mitzvah for a young boy. His hair is basically reaching his eyes. His name was Harrison, and I'm not sure exactly who brought him in, but he came in to have what's called the bar mitzvah. Someone recently told me that he was by a wedding. And right before the wedding, the week before, so someone told him that first we're going to have the bar mitzvah. This young man was 30, 40 years old. And the person explained to his friend, he said that the reason why is because we want to make sure that bar mitzvah takes place before the wedding. I said that's probably what it says when we say we bless the child when he's born, just like he entered. He entered into the covenant. So too, Yikanas l'Torah l'chupah ma'asim tovim. You gotta have the bar mitzvah before the wedding itself. So, at any rate, so this young, beautiful neshama, this soul, his name is Harrison, and his parents came to the office, and I brought out the guitar. We played some music. We put on tefillin. We explained what tefillin's all about. The simple pshat. What does it mean to put on tefillin? Tefillin shel yad is keneged the lev, is in order to subjugate the desires of the heart, that they should be for spiritual things, simple. And the tefillin on the rosh is to subjugate and direct our thoughts, that they should be also for spiritual things. That's why, hence we understand why women don't have to wear tefillin, because that's something that's actually more natural for women to have. But what was quite striking to me, is I always try when I have a bar mitzvah boy, someone that's not yet fully connected to Judaism, or has been disconnected through the generations. I say, so what's your Jewish name? So his name was Harrison. I said, so he told me, Chaim David. Chaim David. I turned to his mom, I said, what's your name? She said, my name is, I think it was something like Yehudi's Basha. And the father's name was, so he didn't remember his Jewish name, but his wife right away said something like Yehuda Leib. And so amazing to me is that even Jews that are really in essence almost not keeping any of the commandments, not connected almost to Judaism, almost lost everything, but yet the deep inner part of the soul, which is the name, is so connected and so Jewish. It's quite in contrast to even those in Eretz Yisrael or in America, in the land of Israel in America, that are connected and are actually, they're having in the non-traditional names of Shira, Bracha, Tirza, whatever the beautiful names that people come up with. So it's quite an irony. But one of the things that came out also, of course, is that when a person has what's called the spark of Judaism, the spark of the soul that's still there, it could always be reignited. So last night I had a very interesting connected question. Someone anonymously texted me. A lady, she asked me, listen, I'm married. My husband is not religious, absolutely against religion. And he eats pork. Pork is something that the Torah says that a Jew can't eat. So she said, but he decided to make a deal. He said if she allows him to have a tattoo, so then he promises that he will not have any pork, especially in front of the kids. He won't have any pork. So she asked me, is that okay? Is it okay to agree to have a tattoo, which the Torah says is also a forbidden thing to do, in order that he'll accept upon himself not to have the pork? And I told her, first of all, there's the fact that she asked a question anonymously. That itself is an incredible schus and the sacrifice that she has. And I told her that the ikar really is for a wife is to daven and to cry to the Rabban Shalom, to the Creator of the universe, that spark that's still there by every Jew is going to be reignited. But then I told the Taka that here, in this situation, she could actually do so. And she could agree to it. And it's based, one of the main calculations is an interesting question, is because to actually do the kseves kaka, which is the words for a tattoo in the Torah, there's many different opinions exactly what constitutes a tattoo, and today actually it could be reversible. But besides that, it's one act. As opposed to each time a person eats a kazayis, an olive size of pork or something that's not kosher, that in itself is a transgression. Besides the fact that also when a person eats kosher, the word kosher is a fascinating word. It appears once in Tanakh in that form, v'kasher, and that's in Megillas Esther, and it means to prepare. That means part of our preparation for our soul to be able to receive is to eat kosher. That's the idea behind the concept of kosher. I think that we could just end off, especially this is the season where Tikkun Chatzos, where a person at night, if a person's already up by midnight or close to midnight, at 15 minutes before going to the Chafetz Chaim, or at any time really from Chatzos on, to take a few minutes and to daven and cry to the Creator of the universe, to our Father in heaven, that we should have already the Geula, the redemption, the full redemption. As the Gemara says, Maseches Brachos, that there's a cry, a loud cry every night that takes place for the father whose children have left the table. That means that when we're right now with all the calamities and the tragedies, especially the officer that was killed the other day, every tragedy that's going on in the world, whether it's the smallest tragedy in a person's life at home, it's because right now we're not living in the state of redemption, of perfection, of the building of the Beis HaMikdash. And crying at night has an incredible, incredible value. It says that the Bach, famous Bach who wrote the Sefer, the Tshuvas HaBach, and his Perush on the Tool, for many years was trying to print his Chidushim, his insights. He couldn't do it. Until finally one night he was sad and he got himself together and it was midnight and he said Tikkun Chatzos, which basically is the main thing is to pray and say Al Na'arois Bovel Sham B'Sham. It's a chapter in Tehillim that we cry about the fact that we're not back in Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim is not built. And at that moment, I think he fell asleep. And in his dream, they came and told me, that you used to say Tikkun Chatzos, you used to lament. You didn't think about yourself, quote unquote, and you were crying about the fact that the Shekhinah, the presence of Hashem is not complete right now. It's not back in Israel. And when you stopped saying it, there was a kitrug, there was something that was missing. Finally, you said it. We're going to grant you now the chidushim. You're going to grant you your insights, and then he was able to print it. This is certainly a lot to think about, and we should merit to see the building of the Beis HaMikdash Me'er Yameinu, especially coming close to the months of Tammuz and Av, which of course the months of destruction and building at the same time, which we'll speak about. Have a wonderful day.